What you can't see is there's a little spider just joining us here in the crafty basement that I'm getting rid of. Ew. Okay, now I'm turning off that sound and saying hello everybody and welcome to the crafty basement. This is Colleen Ciascio with this cute little name tag that I had gotten. And a funny looking guy, I lost his eye, but he's still really cute. That's the penguin punch. And today we're going to be making a wonderful fun card. I love these fun folds. And I'm not going to be making this one, but one just like it. And it turns out that it's a gift card holder, which I didn't know, and I don't have a gift card, but it fits right in here. And that's so cool. But that's just a surprise good part of the card to make. This is going to be one of the Christmas cards that I'm going to be doing for my December card class, which is early December. The first weekend in December. I'm sorry, I don't know the dates. And I believe the next following weekend we're going to be doing a Christmas card buffet. So make sure you check out my blog, which is thecraftybasement.com, and also here on this Facebook page. So anyway, this is really easy to do. Well, it's a little bit complicated in this part, but it's not complicated. It's just putsy, as I say. So my friend Charlene Ito, who's up in Washington, I believe. It's either Washington or not Seattle, that's in Washington, or Oregon, and I think it's Washington, but she puts little post-it notes on her cardstock pieces, and I was like, oh, I love that, rather than making those little recipes like this. I mean, I didn't do it for this one, but I'm like, I love these little post-it notes. So anyway, you're going to need a piece of cardstock that is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4, so it's 8.5 by 5.5. You're also going to need a piece of designer series paper, and you know that our paper has 2 sides, and I believe we're going to be using this side, and my mom's looks different because I already cut hers, but I like this for the post-it note. So 4 by 5 1/4. You're also going to need 2 pieces of white, basic white, at 4 and 5 1/4. You'll need 2 of those. Okay. You're going to need a piece of white square that's 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. You're going to need a inside piece that's 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and those are going to layer onto each other. And then for the inside, you're going to need a 2 1/4 by 2 1/4 square, and a 2 1/8 by a 2 1/8. And this is my focal point that I thought, oh, we need a little bit of bling. So I got some of these rhinestones, and then a little bit of sprig glitter that will be decorating this up for later. So I'm going to put these things aside for now, and start with this one here. Actually, what I am going to, we have to cut this, and it's not hard, but I have a little bit of a tip for you. I've got a Sharpie, and I marked my Sharpie at the 5/8 mark, which is it's this mark right here, and I put a little bit of a line there because you're going to need that. And then I put another one here at 3. And if you could see, there's one here at 4 1/4, but we're not going to need that one. So I have a little titch and a little titch there, I guess. And this paper also has a left side and a right side. And we are going to be cutting on the left side. So for our first cut, oh, wait, I don't have that so you can see that. That's okay. We are going to line up our left side, right side. We're going to take our left side up here, and I'm going to line up the bottom here at 2 1/2. So this is at 2 1/2 lined up. I'm going to close that up. And you know that on the Stampin' Up! Trimmer, you've got 2 blades. You've got your score blade, which is gray, And then you also have your cutting blade, which is black. And if you can see here, I'm holding this part up so that this doesn't cut. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up, I don't know if you can see, but there's a little line here. Let me take this off, use it as a pointer, yay! Right here, there is a kind of like a groove. Hey, get your groove on. And there's also one on this side. I'm gonna line that groove up with the 5/8 inch tick that I just did over there. I say tick and I go, oh my God, I hate those kind of bugs. So I'm gonna line this blade up here with that tick, I guess. And I'm going to slide my cutter down to this tick here, which is my 3-inch mark. Okay, there we go. Then I'm going to lift the arm up and I'm going to have a slice just like this. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees counterclockwise. Ooh, 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 listen to that. Then I'm going to take this edge, I'm going to put it up against the 3 mark. Put it at the 3. And again, I've got my marks and my paper here. And I'm going to bring my marker down here with the 3, line that up, and I'm going to slide that up till it reaches the 5/8 mark there. Let's make sure I did that one right. Yep, that looks right in 3. Okay, so now what I have is, I'm going to reach that up, put this aside for now. I'm going to need it in a little bit. So now what I have here is this flap inside on my cardstock. And that's exactly what we want. And you may go over it a little. I don't know if you did, but that's going to be fine because you're going to be hiding that up. So what we're going to do now is we're going to be taking this corner and we're going to be rotating it around so that it's well, parallel from here to here, which I have to do a little bit better job of. So I'm going to turn it where I can see it a little better. That just means I didn't get that as good. Okay, like this and like this. And if I had brought all my stuff, I would have had my bone folder, but I don't. So right now you have a card that has this little thing going on. Okay, so Mom, I don't know if yours is like this or if it's like this. I'm not sure. But what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take my inside white part, my 4 by 5 1/4 white. I'm going to take it and I'm going to adhere it to the inside of my card. Why? Because then it's going to give me more visual. So we took our 4 by 5 1/4 piece of white cardstock and we're going to attach it. Ooh, is that spider? Ooh, it is. Ooh, it didn't die. Anyway, I'm going to put that inside of my base. So here we have this that looks like this. Next, what we're going to do is we have our 4 by 5. It should be cut so that your white piece and your designer series paper can, and I was going to use this side, but so that it is even all the way around with the edges. I have a feeling I didn't write down the right dimensions for that because this looks like it would be 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, so that this could be fitting right inside of here. So let me change this to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And you need 2 of those. Sorry about that. Okay, so right now we have our designer series paper layered onto one of our white cardstocks. We also put the other white one inside of the card. So I think we're about ready to go. It's going to be a little bit, Mom's is done, so we don't have to worry about that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer this on top of here, like so that it's even. Then I'm going to make a mark. I'm going to make a mark up here. This is where this diagonal line is. I'm going to make another mark at that diagonal line, but I'm going to layer this up here first. And well, you guys, I went to a casino last Saturday night and we didn't win any money, but we had fun. We went out with Molly's future in-laws, Lori and Brian, and we had a blast. So I made a tick here where the fold is here, where it comes together here, and I made a tick up here where the little fold up here is. Then what I'm going to do is bring in my handy dandy top of the line, just kidding, Stampin' Up! Trimmer. And we are going to put this first tick on the score line here. You can see that there's a groove there. Get your groove on. And then we're going to take the other tick, which is right here. We're going to line it up on the other groove. And then I'm going to slice it off. Make sure I have it there. I'm going to cut that right off. And you have this wonderful piece that you don't need, so you can get rid of that. So now you should have a piece of cardstock with the designer series paper that's cut here at an angle. And this is going to fit underneath the part that you made this little flap here. This part here is going to fit. You know, I really suggest if you're going to make a lot of these cards that you do this part individually and not try to mass produce, because it's going to be different almost every time. And if you don't want to cry, which I'm sure you don't, because you messed up, because you're probably using your prettiest paper. Okay, so it's going to sit right here. So I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to put this on here. So who do we have here? We have Tom Hayall and Jan's here. Hi, Jan. How you doing? And I know my mom's here because I have live 2 people. That means I lost someone. I wonder if I lost my mom. I don't know. But it's good to see you all. So again, I'm going to be putting this piece up on here. Jan, I tried to call you today, but your phone, didn't answer your phone. You must have been out and about. How could you do that? I'm just kidding. Ugh. There we go. Okay. So now I try to get it equidistant all the way around. So now we have this beautiful card just like this. We're going to, next thing we're going to do is, we're going to do the front last. So I'm going to open my card here. And this is where the little gift card, if I had one, would go, and it would fit right in here. So, but we need to decorate that up a little bit. I really don't understand how they did that, but they did. So I'm going to take my smaller, remember we had the 2 1/4 by 2 1/4 and the 2 1/8 by the 2 1/8. We're going to take this and line it up on here. I pieced mine together, but that's okay. Because remember, this class, I don't know if you guys know this, but you might. But this basically live is supposed to get you guys encouraged to use the things that you have in your stash. I basically just put that in here. Use the things that you have in your stash. Why? Because you can. Because it's great. What I'm going to do next is take my glue and I'm going to put it on this part and I'm going to attach it. So here I have this. Mom, you should have layered your designer series paper. Oh, and Connie's here. Hi, Connie. How are you doing? Yay, Connie and Jan, my 2 favorite people. Okay, so anyway, we'll line that up on there. Then I'm going to fit it in this little corner here. That's just to make it look pretty. It also should be lining up with the square on the other side. So, and again, this is supposed to be for a gift card. I'm trying to find something that's even stiff besides a Here we go. So you could slip your little gift card in here. Okay, so that's there. I don't have a sentiment for the inside, but we can put anything you want in there. So I have all these Post-it notes. I told you that my friend Charlene Ito, who was from Washington, I met on a trip to the Stamping Up convention. I don't know how long ago, but I know it was the last one that they did in Salt Lake City. Now they do them all over. But anyway, so here we're going to go back to our front part here. I'm going to take we had a 2 7/8 by 2 7/8, and we had our 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And again, it's double-sided. You could choose whichever side you want. I don't know why these just don't look right, but I think, let me see, where's my focal point? I'm going to put the lighter color on because I think then we'll see it a little bit better. I'm going to take that. Could do that dark blue, but I like polka dots. Except when they're on kids' bellies, and then you know that it's chicken pox or something like that. Let's see if that's going to work. It is. So the white is cut right, but the designer series paper I messed up on. So I could put this up on dimensionals, but I'm not going to do that right now. So I just layered my pretty paper on my white square, the larger ones. And this is going to fit so that you're going to have a blue border all the way around, just to add that dimension part. I'm not going to pop it up on dimensionals, but I think I'm going to do the other part. There we go. So right now we have this. I've got this little guy here that we're going to put on the front, and I'm going to use dimensionals for that. Mom, I didn't bring you any, so you can wait to put that on until I come back up. I don't even know if she's on right now. Because her name isn't showing up. Okay. So I've got those two, and I'll put this one here. And again, put my nail in here, and that helps make it easy to peel those little dimensionals off. Use my edges. I'm going to turn that over. Then I'm going to put it on here. There's my card. I didn't have words on it, but you know, I was thinking, oh, we need bling on here. So I had this antler punch. It's not really an antler punch, but it's a really cool, interesting shape. So I thought, oh, I can do that. So we're going to take this, and we're just going to add a little bit of dimension up here. I think we'll just shove it down in here. Maybe I'll later put another one down here just because it looks cute. Did I bring any? I did. So I've got my glue dots. One of my favorite. I've been using a lot of these lately, and I've come to really like them a lot more. I mean, use them more. I'm a hoarder. I'm a craft supply hoarder. And I'm going to take some of these diamonds. Rhinestones. I'm going to put them in the middle of my roses here, just to add more bling, because I really think I need it. I just think it's pretty. Bling is pretty. Bling is good. Okay, there we go. Could put a few more down here, but I don't think I'm gonna. So there's this card, and then I also made, whoops, the glue dots do work if you use them properly, but I didn't press down hard enough on there. Oh, well, I'll have to do okay, then we'll just stick it there and figure it out how to do it later. If you see, I use those little red ones here. I mean, I punched it out with red and I put them on here. So this is going to be one of the Christmas cards for my December Christmas card class. That'll be the first weekend in December, and then the next week, the second weekend in December, is going to be a Christmas card buffet, and I'm doing that with my downline Angie, who's a sweetie, and her cards are so different from mine that it's kind of nice to do it together because then you have two different styles to choose from. But I'm so glad I used this because I bought this set and I never used it. But I love this paper and I love what I did here. And I did put a sentiment across here, and I could do that here too, like put happy birthday, happy anniversary, thinking of you, or whatever, as long as it's a long, thin sentiment. Well, guys, that's all there is for today. I love you all very much. I hope that you want to see this again, and you can go to YouTube, Colleen Ciascio, The Crafty Basement, and I try to get it up there the day after. So check it out or watch it again on YouTube, but it's good. You all have a good week, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.